So, good morning po my dear students. For today's video, we're going to talk about the Pearson correlation or testing the relationship of bivariate data. But first, let's define what bivariate data is. So, katulad po ng bicycle na meron po tayong bi, which means two, cycle or wheels. So, any transportation po with two wheels is what we call bicycle. Here po, my dear students, when we say bivariate data, we have two again, but this time variable. So meaning to say, when we say bivariate data po, any data which has two variables. So to further illustrate po what variable is, let's have this example. So for example here, Christine, a UMS 13 student, surveyed her teacher's monthly salary and their teaching performance. So first, let's define again what variable is. So kapag sinabi po nating variable, this is the data which carries numbers, measures, or any characteristic. So, di ba po, you remember the difference between the discrete and continuous? So, yun, magagamit po natin yun dito po sa bivariate data. So here po, my dear students, in this problem, what are the two data or two measures po or two discrete data or measure that we have? So yung may mga numbers po dito is the monthly salary, which is measured by our currency, and the teaching performance, which is measured naman po by a rating scale. So ito po yung dalawang variables dito po sa problem na ito. So let's have another example. So for example, grade 11 students, number of hours spent in using Facebook and number of hours of their sleep. So what is the bivariate data here? So first po is the number of hours spent in using Facebook, and what is the other one? So that is the number of hours of their sleep. So now let's have another example. So here po, a student researcher concluded that the number of hours of sleep is highly related to weight gain. So we have here the number of hours of sleep and the weight gain. So tatandaan nyo lang po kapag sinabi natin bivariate data, ito po yung mga data na actually measurable or countable or any characteristics po kung saan parang may relationship sila sa isang study. However, the question now, my dear students, is how do we present bivariate data if we will use it in one research? So bivariate data is actually presented in terms of scatter plot. And scatter plot po, it is a graph wherein we use as points po, however, these points are scattered. Now, my dear students, how do we now plot scatter plot? So the way how we plot points in a rectangular coordinate system is exactly the way also how we plot points in a scatter plot. So di ba po, sa pagpa-plot ng points sa rectangular coordinate system, we have points. And points po have coordinates. We have the x-coordinate and y-coordinate. Now, my dear students, dito po sa problem na to, let age be the x-coordinate and the height is the y-coordinate. So, di ba po, kapag sinabi natin x po, makikita po siya dito po sa horizontal axis or the x-axis. And when we say height naman po, makikita natin siya sa vertical axis dito po. So, my dear students, yung intersection po nila, yun po yung lalagyan natin ng points. So, 15 and 123. So, we have here 15 and 123. So, dito po siya. So, how about naman po ang 24 and 135? Kung ito po si 25, ito po si 24. So, 24 po hanggang kay 135. So, dito po siya. What about naman po 10 and 115? So, 10 po, 115, dito po siya. And also 5 and 100. So we have here 5 and 100. So dito po siya, my dear students. If you can see, hindi po siya straight line, because wala naman po tayong line na ginawa, but it is composed of dots. However, my dear students, paano naman ngayon natin ito i-interpret? So scatter plot po is understood by its strength and direction. So first, let's have strength. Kapag nakita niyo po, my dear students, na ang mga points sa isang scatter plot is magkakadikit, the strength is strong. Strong correlation. Kapag naman po sa isang scatter plot magkahiwalay po si dots, ibig sabihin yung correlation nila is weak correlation. So now, my dear students, ano naman po yung tinatawag natin na direction? So when we say direction naman po, it's either dito lang po sa tatlong to. So first po, kapag ang scatter plot rises from the left to right, that is what we call the positive correlation. So anong ibig sabihin natin ng positive correlation? Kapag si variable 1 natin tumataas, variable 2 din natin tumataas. Pero kapag si variable 1 bumababa, si variable 2 din natin bumababa. So that is positive correlation. Kung ano yung movement ni variable 1, yun din yung movement ni variable 2. How about kung ito naman po yung nakita nyo? It rises from right to left. So my dear students, this is a negative correlation. Ibig sabihin po, kapag si variable 1 tumataas, si variable 2 bumababa. And inversely, kapag si variable 1 bumababa, si variable 2 naman ang tataas. So ano ba ang ibig sabihin yan? So example, to further illustrate, is yung paggawa natin sa bahay. So sa bahay po, kapag isang tao lang ang gumagawa, ang tagal pong matapos na linisin ang buong bahay. Pero kapag lahat ng pamilya nagtutulong-tulong, di ba, kumakaunti yung time na ibinibigay natin sa paglilinis. So paano naman daw po kapag nakita nyo ganito? Yung mga dots po natin is hiwa-hiwalay. So this is the no correlation. Ibig sabihin po, si x and y or si variable 1 is not related to variable 2. Now, my dear students, knowing po the difference of the direction and the strength of our scatter plot, how can you now interpret this correlation or the relationship of age and height? So this is actually a positively strong correlation. Why positive correlation? Because it rises from the left to right. And this is a strong correlation kasi actually magkakalapit lang sila. Actually, nagmumukha lang sila ngayon na magkalalayo because our intervals are actually great. Diba? 10, 10 tayo. Pero kapag ginawa natin yan in a smaller scale, diba, ito, in a scale down po natin, magkalalapit po sila. So this is a strong positive correlation. So later po, we'll check if really this is a positively right correlation. Now, my dear students, paano kapag hindi tayo pinapag-graph? Paano natin malalaman ang correlation ng isang bivariate data? So we use, my dear students, what we call the Pearson correlation. And Pearson correlation uses the formula R is equal to N times the quantity, the summation of x, y, minus the quantity, the summation of x, times the summation of y, all over the square root of N times the summation of x squared minus the summation of x times N times the summation of, ito po may squared to, y squared minus the summation of y squared. As you can see po, meron po tayo ditong mga summation. We have the summation of xy, the summation of x, the summation of y, the summation of x squared, and the summation of y squared. So, ibig sabihin po, para ma-solve natin si R, kailangan po muna natin yan lahat i-solve. So first, let's have the table of values. So for example, let the age be our x and let the height be our y. So we have here xy. So 15 times 123 That is 1,845. 24 times 135, 3,240. So what about 10 times 115? That is 1,150. And 5 times 100, that is 500. Now, my dear students, let's find the value of summation of x. So 15 plus 24 plus 10 plus 5, that is equal to 54. Now, what about our height? The summation of y is 123 plus 135 plus 115 plus 100. So that will give us 473. So our summation of y is equal to 4,073. Ito naman pong summation ni xy. So 1,845 plus 3,240 plus 1,150 plus 500 is 6,735. 6,735. So this is the value of xy. So now, let's compute for our x squared. Pag sinabi po natin x squared, i-multiply lang po natin si x ng sarili niya. So that is, ito po yung mga x values natin. 15 times 15, that is 225. 24, or pwede naman po dito sa calculator natin, 24 raised to 2. So that is 576. So si 10 naman po, raised to 2, that is 100. 10 raised to 2, that is 100. 5 raised to 2, or 5 times 5, that is 25. So now, let's compute for the summation of x squared is equal to 225 plus 576 plus 100 plus 25. That will give us 926. So that is 926. So now, let's compute for y squared this time. So y squared natin, 123 squared, that is 15,129. 15,129. And 135 squared, that is 18,225. 115 squared, that is 13,225. and then 100 squared, that is 10,000. So our summation of y squared is equal to 15,129 plus 18,225 plus 13,225 plus 100 or 10,000 is 56,579. So my dear students, ang mga kailangan lang po natin is ito, the summation of x, the summation of y, xy, the summation of x squared, and the summation of y squared. So ibig sabihin, ito lang po yung kakailanganin natin. So ito, pansamantala, i-erase po muna natin to save spaces po. Now let's substitute. So Rn po is 4 because there were 4 people surveyed. So dito po, ang isang tao daw po na 15 years old, ang height niya po is 123. So we have here 4 times what is Rxy? That is 6,735. Minus what is our summation of x? That is 54. Times what is our summation of y? That is 473. Divided by or all over the square root of, so what is our n again? That is 4 times what is our x squared now? That is 926. Minus what is our summation of x? Our summation of x, that is 54 squared. So ano pong pinagkaiba ni summation of x squared dito po kay summation of x bago natin ini-square? So dito po kasi, lahat po ng x i-square muna po natin bago natin isasum. Dito naman po, isinum na muna po natin lahat ng x bago natin in-square. So yun po yung pinagkaiba. Times what is our y squared? That is 56,579. Minus what is our y? That is 473 squared. Now, let's compute. Yun po muna ang isasolve natin yung mga multiply. So, we have here 4 times 6,735. That is 26,940. Minus 54 times 473. That is 25,542. So that is 4 times 926. 3,704. $54 squared, 2,916. So 4 times 56,579. That is 20 or 226,000. So we have here 226,316 minus 473 squared. That is 223,000. 223,729. So now, ang kakailangan na po natin is yung mga minuses po natin. So we have 26,940 minus 25,542 will give us 1,398. all over the square root of, so 3,000 or 3,704 minus 2,916, that is 788. Times 226,316 minus 223,729, that is equal to 2,587. Now let's solve for this one. So that is 788 times 2,587 is equal to this one. Now get the square root of it, so that will give us 1.27 or approximately 1.28 or 1,428. That's approximately 1,428. So is equal to 1,398 divided by, so ito po, yung answer po dito sa denominator natin is 1,428. Now, let's find what is our value. So that is 1,398 divided by 1,428. So that is 0.98. Paano natin ito i-interpret? So my dear students, paano natin ito i-interpret? So we have here the table of interpretation. Kapag positive, negative 1, that is perfect. Pag meron tayong positive, negative 0.50 to positive, negative 0.99, that is strong correlation. Pero kapag positive, negative 0.01 to positive, negative 0.49, that is weak correlation. At kapag 0 naman po, ibig sabihin nito, there is no correlation. Now, my dear students, this is 0.98 and it is positive. So therefore, this is strong correlation. So there is a strong and positive correlation between the age and the height of the respondent. Opo. Now, I want to teach you the calculator techniques po with this one. So, kapag may calculator po kayo ng mga higher versions ng Casio, for example, I just want you to click the mode, then hanapin po si stat. So, click 3. And hanapin po itong a plus bx for the two variables. Now, may lalabas pong table x and y. Now, I just want you to input the table given to you. So, we have here 15 equals to 24 equals 10 equals 5. So, yan. Sa second variable naman po natin, we have 1, 2, 3 equals 135, 115, and 100. So, ngayon po, my dear students, click po muna natin AC, then shift dito po sa stat. And I want you to click the regression, number 5, and R. So, our answer must be 0.98 approximately. So, yan. So, lumabas, di ba? Approximately 0.98. So, meaning to say, tama po yung process natin. So, let's try another example. So, we have here the relationship of the screen time to the number of hours of sleep. Let's assume that the screen time is the X and the hours of sleep is the Y. So, ang gagawin lang po natin is to create the table of values first. So, we have here XY. So, we have here X squared. And we have here Y squared. So, XY, 4 times 6, that is 24. 2 times 8, that is 16. 3 times 5, that is 15. 1 times 8, that is 8. And 5 times 3, that is 15. So, for square naman po, i-multiply lang po natin ang sarili niya ng dalawang beses. So, 4 times 4, that is 16. 2 times 2, that is 4. 3 times 3, that is 9. 1 times 1 that is 1, and 5 times 5 that is 25. So y squared naman po, 6 times 6 that is 36, 8 times 8 that is 64, 5 times 5 that is 25, 8 times 8 that is 64 again, and 3 times 3 that is 9. Now let's get the summation. 4 plus 2 that is 6, 6 plus 3 that is 9, plus 1 that is 10, plus 5 that is 15. So the summation of x is equal to 15. So 8 plus 6 that is 14, plus 5 that is 19, plus 8 that is 27, plus 3 that is 30. So we have here the summation of y is equal to 30. So check nga natin. I'm a bit skeptical. Yan, tama naman. So now, let's calculate 24 plus 16 plus 15 plus 8 plus 15. So that will give us 78. So the summation of xy is 78. Now let's have the summation of x squared. So 16 plus 4 plus 9 plus 1 plus 25. So that will give us 55. And the summation of y squared is equal to 36 plus 64 plus 25 plus 64 plus 9. So that will give us 198. My dear students, ito pong table na to, kailangan po to sa exam. But for the meantime, I'm going to delete it to save some space, okay? So ito pong mga importante, igilid po natin. Let's solve for r, value of r. So r is equal to n times the summation of xy minus the summation of x times the summation of y, all over the square root of n times the summation of x squared minus the summation of x squared times n times the summation of y squared minus the summation of y squared. So ngayon po, let's substitute the value. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 po tayo. Times what is our xy? That is 78. Minus what is our summation of x? That is 15. The summation of y, that is 30. All over the square root of, so we have here 5 again. What is our x squared? That is 55. Minus what is our summation of x? 15 squared. Times 5. Times what is our y squared? That is 198. Minus the summation of y, that is 30 squared. Now, let's find the product dun po sa may mga parentheses. So we have here 5 times 78. That is 390. Minus 15 times 13. 15 times 30. That is 450. Divided by the square root of. So 5 times 55. That is 275. 15 squared. That is 225. 5 times 198. That is 990. Minus 30 squared. That is 900. Now, let's do the subtractions. So that is 390 minus 40. 15 times 30, 450. So this is 450. Check lang po natin na mali yung pagsulat. So now 390 minus 450 is negative 60. All over the square root of 275 minus 225, that is 50. Times 990 minus 900, that is 90. Now let's multiply 90 times 50. That is 400 or 4,500. Now get the square root of it. So that is approximately 67. Equal to negative 60 divided by 67. So that will give us negative 60 divided by 67. So that is negative 89.55 or simply approximately negative 90. So that is negative 0.90. So, di ba po, meron tayo kaninang table of interpretation. So, we have positive, negative, 1 for perfect. We have positive, negative 0.52, positive, negative 0.992, strong, and positive, negative 0.012, positive, negative 0.49, to weak, and 0 as our no correlation. So, ibig sabihin dito po siya makikita sa strong. However, it is negative. So, ano po ang interpretation natin yan? This is negative or strong negative correlation. So, ano pong ibig sabihin yan? Ibig sabihin po, strong siya, ibig sabihin malakas yung correlation ng screen time and number of hours in sleep. But at the same time, kapag yun daw pong screen time nag-i-increase, yun pong sleeping hours natin nagdi-decrease. And in the same manner, kapag yung screen time natin ang binawasan natin, ito pong tumataas yung sleeping hours. So actually, it does make sense, di ba po, kapag nag-Facebook tayo sa gabi, nang mas matagal, ibig sabihin, nababawasan yung tulog natin. Yung supposedly na itutulog na natin, na ilalaan pa natin sa pagsa-cellphone, di ba? So as you can see, it explains the relationship of two variables. So now let's try to do the calculator techniques that we have learned. But first, let us first clear everything. So now again, that is mode. Then get the statistics and get the a plus bx. So that is number 2. And now get the input the values. So we have 4, 2, 3, 1, and we have 5. Also, we have 6, 8, 5, 8, 3. So pansamantala, AC, then shift, stat, regression, 5, and that is 3. So that will give us negative 0.89, which is approximately 0.90. Na-round off natin, still 0.89. That is because dito po, masyado tayong nag-round off to the nearest whole number. Kaya po, my dear students, yung mga points po ng pag-round off natin is actually nakaka-determine pa rin yun kung ano magiging result natin sa R. However, that is still negligible kasi still kahit 0.89 or 0.90, malapit pa rin naman po yung equivalent nila and still that is a strong correlation pa rin. So, kung babalikan natin, yung data po natin kanina, actually, ito po sa calculator natin, pwede pa rin natin ma-check kung yung mga values po natin dito is correct. So, AC uli natin. So, that is shift, stat. Halimbawa, dito sa mga summations natin, pwede natin ma-check ito pong mga ito. So, we have here 3 sum. So, halimbawa, we have here the summation of x squared. So, yung na-compute natin is 55. Kailangan ang lumabas din dito, 55. So, correct tayo doon. So, try din naman natin yung iba. Halimbawa, x, the summation of x. So, we have here 2. So, that is 15. Check natin yung summation of y, kung tama. So, our summation of y, makikita sa 4. That is 30. So, tama pa rin naman tayo. And our summation po of xy, try natin sa summation of xy. So, makikita po siya sa 5. So, that will give us 78. Correct din po yung nakuha natin. And also, our summation of x squared. So, x squared, kanina na-check na natin, but still, let's check it. So, that is still 55. And also, the summation ngayon, for example, of y squared. So, makikita po yun dito sa 3. So, that is 198. So, as you can see, kapag meron po kayong calculator, maski po yung table natin, pwede nating ma-check. Okay? So, I hope, my dear students, this is clear to you. If you still have questions, please don't hesitate to send me a personal message or you can comment down below, okay? That's it for today, my dear students. If you still have questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye!